Alright folks, Picture Games Idiot, we are back playing Criminal Case on Facebook. Let's go on to chapter number 3, The King's Shadow. Hey, so we've managed to trace Sombra's birthplace to a club called The King's Shadow. We still don't know who El Rey is, though we keep finding proof that he's around. And some of our suspects, like Alejandro Prax, clearly know his identity, even if they refuse to reveal it. But whoever El Rey is, we know he wanted Michelle dead more than anyone. And once we prove he killed her, we'll have nailed Sombra's leader for good. Ace, I've just had the MI6 headquarters on the phone. MI6? They have an operative here, George Price. We've already questioned him. That's the problem. The MI6 said George Price doesn't work for them anymore. Price was forced to retire a few years ago for reasons the MI6 couldn't disclose, but they warned us not to trust him. Oh my gosh, that's insane. If Price isn't with MI6 anymore, how did he get a file on Michelle? Her past with Sombra, the Bureau investigations? Ace, we have to know who Price works for, and if the MI6 won't tell us, we'll find out from the man himself. And when you're done, go back to the King's Shadow. We're all counting on you to avenge Michelle and finally catch El Rey. Hands up, Price. Tell us who you are and who you work for. We know you aren't MI6 anymore. Oh, Signature Brace, you've blown my cover again. It's true that the MI6 forced me to retire. They said I'd become too invested in Sombra, only because I proposed a more open approach. A more open approach to Sombra? You mean like training a bureau agent and reporting her moves to them? Of course not, Signature Brace, but to fight Sombra efficiently, we need to get closer to them, to understand how they operate. That's why I followed your colleague who used to be Sombra. I kept other individuals under surveillance too. Here, look at my notes. Yesterday at 1547, I had freshly ground coffee with Ignacio Munoz. He was disappointed with Luzaguay's Olympics performance. How close did you get to Sombra then? Close enough to know who El Rey is? Well, I don't know who that is, Signature Brace. I don't have the resources you guys have at the Bureau. Wow, if you change your allegiance from Her Majesty the Queen to Sombra's El Rey, we certainly have the resources to send you to jail. Oh man, I hope it's Ignacio. The only reason I think it might be Ignacio is just because he's been in so many cases. Yep, remember back in the day when we only had one partner? Well, that same piece of paper looks old. Let's recover that faded writing. You could finally tie one of our suspects to El Rey. And taping that torn picture back together should help us solve the puzzle of Michelle's murder as well. Oh shoot. Ace, the writing on that paper says El Rey's Manifesto. The text is familiar. The smart rule, the strong command, the fast work, the weak die, the cornerstones of Sombra's ideology. But look at the corrections. It looks like they were still refining their motto. You're right. This must be the original first draft of Sombra's Manifesto. Let's get to Elliot to identify the author. That's gonna be hard, right? Maybe he can tell if he's left or right-handed. Alright, why is this not... Why am I not finding anything? There we go. Oh. Ace, the article's about Michelle. That's her photo, and the headline says newly qualified lawyer wins murder case. But wait, we also know the defendant. It's Arsenio Castillo, that musician who used to perform here. But Arsenio said he didn't know Michelle. Funny he forgot the lawyer who acquitted him of murder. I don't think Arsenio suffers from dementia, so it must be plain old lying. Time to jog his memory again. Interesting. I feel like Michelle would have told us, though, if he was El Rey. Arsenio, you told us you didn't remember Michelle Zoria, but she defended you in court, and in a murder case, no less. Weren't you grateful enough to remember her name? Oh, well, I was innocent, so I didn't think it mattered. Besides, it was 15 years ago. Well, it matters because Miss Zoria was killed by criminals she used to represent in court. They belonged to the organization that used to gather in this club. I told you, I don't know anything about them. I've never belonged to criminal organizations, unless you count jazz bands. Ha. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a cup of freshly ground coffee waiting for me. Enjoy your coffee, Senor Castillo. It'll be the last one if Senor Chabres discovers you repaid Michelle by killing her. So guys, we have 9 hours. I'm going to grab a bunch of stars and I will be back. This has been Pitching Ace 88. Au revoir. Alright folks, Pitching Ace 88, we are back. Let's finish this off. Ace, deciphering old handwriting is frustrating. If only tablets had existed in the 1950s. Elliot, get to the point. Who wrote El Rey's Manifesto? Luckily, the town hall's database is stuck in the 19th century, so I had handwriting samples from most of the citizens. And the writing matched one of your suspects, Doña Amarga. Wait, what? Michelle's old governess? I almost forgot about her, probably because I assumed El Rey's Manifesto was written by a man. But you're right, Ace. Doña Amarga could have been a part of the circle of intellectuals who started Sombra. Remember her weird talk about contributing? And she knew Michelle well enough to have recognized her in the bell tower. It all fits together. But then we don't have a minute to lose. Let's find Doña Amarga. Makes sense too. Like I said, you know, they could be trying to throw us off. Doña Amarga, we know you weren't just Michelle's childhood governess. You've been involved with Sombra since it began. You drafted their manifesto. Well, you never asked me about that, Senor Chabres, but I'm used to being overlooked because I'm a woman. Is that why you chose to operate from behind a male alias? Admit it, Isabel, you're El Rey. Well, if I were, would I be so stupid as to tell you? Because you shoved an old composition in my face? I'm disappointed, Senor Chabres. You can do better than that. Well, were you the one who indoctrinated Michelle to join Sombra too? But then you had to kill her before she could have unmasked you to us. You sound like a character from that nonsensical Reula de Ficciones, thinking I'd confess to anything without proof. Senor Chabres will find proof, and if you're El Rey and hurt Michelle, you'll write your next composition in jail. Boom. Dab. Yeah, no. I don't know what dabbing is, and I'm not gonna dab. Ace, El Rey has managed to stay in the shadows for decades, but finally the pieces of the puzzle are coming together. Isabel Amarga was the one who drafted Sombra's manifesto. For all we know, she could be the one who coined the name El Rey, and the one hiding behind it. Or take George Price. We thought we blew his cover in Peru, but his MI6 shtick was equally false. Well, what do you want to bet Arsenio isn't a simple jazz musician either? He was accused of murder once, and his lawyer was Michelle, and we know she used to represent Sombra in court. We've discovered so much, but we're still missing something. Let's go back to the village square where it all started. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let's do that. Alright, we'll use that. Don't threaten me, I threaten you. Darn right. Alright, so this notebook's gotta be something. Cigar? No? Wow. Knife. Oh, that makes sense. Frog. Necklace. Avocado. I'll bet you anything it's not the avocado. And I don't see the necklace. What's on the ground? Where's this avocado that they speak of? Oh my goodness, right there. Well, Ace, that's Michelle's necklace. She didn't have the necklace when we found her body. The killer must have dropped it here. There's bound to be some sample on it we can analyze. And El Rey may have used that knife to cut the bell's rope. Let's collect some of those fibers. Ace, El Rey may be a mastermind, and our suspects may all be practiced liars, but no one can outsmart science. It's true. It's true. Or us. I mean, we're pretty clever. Well, Ace, let's get this substance from Michelle's necklace to Lars pronto. Alright. Wow, I can't find it at all. That took way longer than it usually does. These fibers on the knife come from the rope in the tower. Lars might tell us who cut down the bell. Let's rush this to the lab. For sure. Alright guys, I'm gonna grab the rest of the stars and I'll be right back. This is Pachini's 88. Au revoir. Alright folks, Pachini's 88, we are back. We're gonna speed these things up. Yes, you were right. The fibers on the knife did come from the bell's rope. So the killer did use that knife to cut down the rope. Or cut down the bell. Well, there were some other fibers in the mix that didn't come from the rope. They had a lower tear resistance, typical of fabric used in everyday clothing. And the color was different too. Dark red. So the killer wears dark red. Well, certainly a color of royalty, but El Rey will soon have to change into an orange jumpsuit. Can't remember who wears red. Before we get the final one. Okay, I don't think it's him. It's that guy. It's the jazz player. Okay, so the results I've gotten from Michelle's necklace will seal the killer's fate. It's encouraging, but a little more detail would help. The sample you collected from Michelle's necklace was sweat, Ace, and the DNA in it didn't come from Michelle. It identified the genes responsible for brown eyes, but the rest of the sequence didn't match Michelle's genetic profile. So the sweat came from another brown-eyed person, the killer's. Exactly, Ace. It's too late for Michelle. We can't pay a better tribute to her than bringing down El Rey. What? Think about it. Ace, you're about to arrest El Rey, the head of Sombra. Go and make the Bureau proud. I'm a little scared. Because I know that there's another district or another region. Seems like Arsenio, right? Castillo. $85. Oh, that does make sense. Arsenio Castillo, Senior Trooper Ace is arresting you for Michelle Zuria's murder, and before you try to deny it, we know everything. We've chased Sombra halfway through the world. Senior Trooper Ace arrested many of your cronies, and now we finally have got you, El Rey. Slow down, Senior Trooper Ace. I'm an old man. I can't keep up. What's it you think I've done? After a lifetime of leading Sombra, your crimes would take too long to list, but you're finally going down for killing our agent. Was it still about that woman? The one who was my lawyer? I told you, I didn't even remember her. Yeah, but you're lying. She was Sombra's lawyer before she even joined the Bureau. That's how you'd recognize her when we arrived in Campanilla. I told you, Senior Trooper Ace. I was innocent back then, and I'm still innocent now. You got away with murder once, probably thanks to Michelle, but this time you have Senior Trooper Ace to reckon with. Letting the bell crush Michelle was a clever way to kill her, but it doesn't mean we can't prove you did it. We found your DNA on her necklace. I'm impressed, Senior Trooper Ace. Yes, I did kill Michelle myself. But there's no shame in going to jail for killing a Bureau agent. At my age, it's quite a feat. Gosh, so you admit it. You killed Michelle because she became a Bureau agent and led us to you? She should never have been allowed to live after she betrayed us. And then she had the audacity to bring you Bureau vermin to my hometown. Of course, I recognized her in the tower. El Rey never forgets those who betray him. I laughed as the bell flattened the little traitor to a pancake. Leaving that book page in her pocket was probably my downfall, but at least others will learn from that traitor's fate. I don't care you caught me, Senior Trooper Ace. This is a glorious end to my long career. Well, your reign is definitely over, El Rey. You're under arrest. Arsenio Castillo, you stand trial for murdering Bureau agent Michelle Zuria, but the true extent of your crimes is far greater than that. Senior Trooper Ace has proved that you and your friends founded Sombra several decades ago, and at first you were just discussing ideas. But those ideas turned into a nightmare, child trafficking, experiments, corruption, murder. They even led to a foundation of a totalitarian regime in Uruguay. As Sombra's leader, you were responsible for all of this, until Senior Trooper Ace brought you to justice. Do you have anything to say? Oh, you think you've all figured it out, huh? You don't know the first thing. I admit it, I killed that Bureau agent. but I don't mind going out with the Bay. Now I can look forward to a quiet retirement while your problems are just beginning. Yeah, but your retirement will be a life sentence in a maximum security prison. We won't give you the chance of plotting anything with your cronies from the inside. I've done all the plotting I need. Let's see how you deal with the fallout, Senior Trooper Ace. Ace, congratulations for putting El Rey behind bars. It's the greatest victory in the history of the Bureau. It's also the best tribute to Michelle we could hope for. She'd be proud of you, Ace, and so am I. Ace, you got El Rey. Take that, Sombra. Congratulations, Ace. Let's see how they get back on their feet now that their leader's gone. Certainly hope that they won't. But something tells me we're not done with Sombra yet. Ace, the team deserves a moment to celebrate this important victory over Sombra. But I agree with Carmen. I'm worried about Castillo's words at his trial. It could have been mere bravado, but I don't like to take chances. Come and see me in my office when you're ready. We have to discuss the way forward. Boom! Boom! We got El Rey. Now it's going to be time to figure out where we're going next. This has been Pitching Ace 88. Over and out.